He was an ultra-wealthy financier, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, rubbing shoulders with presidents, princes, and tech moguls. But in a high-security jail cell, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead, officially ruled a suicide, yet missing footage, unusual injuries, and widespread procedural failures have fueled one of the biggest controversies in modern criminal history. What if his death wasn't the end, but the cover-up of a web of elite secrets? Stick around as we dive into the Epstein case. You'll uncover the shocking allegations of child sex trafficking, his mysterious fortune, and why his suicide might not add up. By the end, you'll question everything you thought you knew about power and justice. Welcome back to the True Crime Report Cold Cases, where we unravel America's most haunting unsolved mysteries. Today we're tackling the Jeffrey Epstein saga, a story of wealth, influence, and alleged horrors that still leaves more questions than answers. Jeffrey Edward Epstein was born on January 20, 1953, in Brooklyn, New York, to a modest Jewish family. His parents, Pauline and Seymour Epstein, worked as a school aide and Parks Department groundskeeper, respectively. Growing up in the gated community of Sea Gate, Epstein was described by childhood friends as quiet, nerdy, and exceptionally bright in math, nicknamed Epi, and known for tutoring classmates. He skipped 2 grades, graduating high school at 16 in 1969, and briefly attended Cooper Union and NYU's Courant Institute without earning a degree. But Epstein's path to power began in 1974, when he landed a teaching job at the elite Dalton School in Manhattan, despite lacking a college degree. Reports suggest he was hired under headmaster Donald Barr, father of future Attorney General William Barr. It's alleged that during his time there, Epstein showed inappropriate attention to underage female students, though these claims remain unproven and weren't formally investigated at the time. He was dismissed in 1976 for poor performance. From there, Epstein pivoted to finance, joining Bear Stearns through connections made at Dalton. He rose quickly, becoming a limited partner by 1980, advising ultra-wealthy clients on tax strategies. But in 1981 he left amid a reported Reg D violation, a securities infraction. Epstein then founded his own firm, Intercontinental Assets Group, positioning himself as a bounty hunter recovering stolen funds for the elite. It's during this era that rumors of ties to intelligence agencies first surfaced. Epstein allegedly told associates he had intelligence ties, and some later claimed he was recruited by foreign intelligence in the 1980s, claims that have never been independently verified. These connections, however, are based on unverified accounts and remain speculative. By the late 1980s, Epstein was entangled in high-stakes deals, including a failed bid for Pan Am with Stephen Hoffenberg, who later ran a massive Ponzi scheme through Towers Financial. Hoffenberg claimed Epstein was deeply involved, but Epstein left before charges were filed and was never prosecuted. Epstein's real ascent came in 1988 with J. Epstein and Company, later renamed Financial Trust Company, managing assets for billionaires, though skeptics question how selective he truly was. His most public client was Leslie Wexner, CEO of L Brands and Victoria's Secret, who granted Epstein full power of attorney in 1991. Epstein allegedly sorted Wexner's finances, built his yacht, and even directed his foundations. Reports indicate Epstein earned millions in fees from Wexner, but their relationship soured by 2007 amid Epstein's legal troubles. Epstein's wealth, estimated at over $500 million at his death, remains shrouded in mystery. Forbes reported his firms raked in $800 million from 1999 to 2018, including hefty fees from Wexner and Apollo Global's Leon Black. He invested in hedge funds, pioneered debt securities through liquid funding, partly owned by Bear Stearns, and relocated operations to the U.S. Virgin Islands for tax breaks. But questions linger. Was his fortune built on legitimate deals or something more shadowy? Allegations tie him to offshore accounts, Russian banks, and even relocating a CIA-linked airline for Wexner in the 1990s. Claims that, while documented in reports, lack definitive proof. What made Epstein truly infamous was his elite social circle. He hobnobbed with figures like Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Woody Allen, Noam Chomsky, and even Norwegian Crown Princess Mette-Marit. Flight logs show Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's plane multiple times. Donald Trump is known to have socialized with Epstein in the 1990s but is not listed on confirmed flight logs. Epstein's black books listed names like Michael Bloomberg, Rupert Murdoch, and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. But were these just friendships or leverage? Law enforcement documented surveillance equipment in Epstein's properties, fueling allegations that guests may have been recorded, though no court ever established a confirmed blackmail operation. And then there's Ghislaine Maxwell, his longtime associate and alleged procurer. Introduced in 1991, she reportedly recruited girls for him, leading to her 2021 conviction for sex trafficking. Their relationship, described as romantic by some, allegedly involved procuring underage victims, a central allegation in Epstein's crimes. The first cracks appeared in 2005, when Palm Beach police investigated Epstein after a parent reported he abused her 14-year-old daughter. The probe uncovered allegations from 36 girls, some as young as 14, claiming sexual abuse. Police found hidden cameras, photos of nude minors, and evidence of payments for massages that allegedly turned abusive. Epstein's team, including Alan Dershowitz and Ken Starr, negotiated a controversial 2008 plea deal with U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, pleading guilty to procuring a minor for prostitution and solicitation, serving just 13 months with work release. Critics called it a sweetheart deal, and a judge later ruled it violated victims' rights. Acosta reportedly told interviewers Epstein belonged to intelligence and to back off, though this remains an unverified claim. Epstein's alleged network extended globally, recruiting from modeling agencies, flying girls to his islands and sharing them with associates. Victims like Virginia Giuffre and Maria Farmer described being trapped and abused, with Maxwell as a key enabler. In 2019, Epstein was rearrested on federal sex trafficking charges, accusing him of abusing dozens of minors from 2002 to 2005. A raid on his New York mansion found thousands of explicit photos and a safe with cash, diamonds, and a fake passport. But here's the twist that keeps this case cold. Epstein's philanthropy masked darker interests. He funded Harvard research and hosted scientists. Some associates later claimed Epstein expressed disturbing ideas about reproduction and legacy, including plans for a New Mexico compound. Allegations reported by journalists but never proven. His post-2008 life included alleged ties to Israeli surveillance firms like Carbine, brokered by Ehud Barak, and rumored intelligence work in Mongolia and Ivory Coast. Were these legitimate deals or fronts for something sinister? The evidence is circumstantial at best. The biggest shock? Epstein's death on August 10, 2019, in Manhattan's Metropolitan Correctional Center. Found hanged in his cell, it was ruled a suicide by medical examiner Barbara Sampson. But autopsy findings: multiple neck fractures including a broken hyoid bone, raised eyebrows, as such injuries can suggest strangulation over hanging. Pathologist Michael Baden disputed the suicide conclusion, saying the injuries were more consistent with strangulation, while other forensic experts maintained the findings were compatible with hanging. Guards falsified logs, cameras malfunctioned, and his cellmate was removed hours before, violating protocols. Later releases of surveillance footage were found to be incomplete, raising further questions about transparency around the night of Epstein's death. Conspiracy theories exploded. Was Epstein silenced to protect the powerful? Rumors of Mossad, CIA, or Russian ties persist, fueled by his alleged compromat on elites. The DOJ's 2023 report blamed negligence but denied foul play. Yet with ongoing investigations and unreleased files, his death remains a cold case riddle. Jeffrey Epstein's story is a chilling reminder of how power can allegedly shield predators, leaving victims like Giuffre and Farmer fighting for justice years later. His estate settled claims, but the full truth? It may never surface. What do you think happened in that cell? Was it suicide or something more orchestrated? Drop your theories in the comments below. If this case hooked you, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into America's unsolved horrors, and hit the bell for notifications. Check out my playlist on other true crimes in America like the Black Dahlia or the Zodiac Killer. Perfect for your next binge. Thanks for watching the True Crime Report Cold Cases. Stay curious, and stay safe.